Hello. If somebody would be really helpful if anyone was able to confirm that there's audio, because I'm on StreamYard. It takes more setting up than just bang into live on Google Tube. But obviously, that's mirrored. So what I've done with this one is it's unmirrored, but I'm using the back camera. And then I'll spin it around once I've got confirmation that you can hear me, because obviously I've gone backstage before I've gone live, and I've gone, yep, iPhone microphone. Oh god, help me, I was still connected to the Bluetooth on my speaker, so there's a small possibility of just turn the Bluetooth speaker off, the Bluetooth is still on, there's a small possibility that there's no audio. So if you could just, one is here, confirm that there's audio, please. Because then I will spin the phone around so that it's filming me and I can't see me being filmed. It's not mirrored, but I need to know that the audio is working. Hello, can you hear me? Is the audio working? Is the audio on, please? Yes or no? Because then I'll spin the cat, we'll turn it around. You have to comment. Because I've already said all this stuff now. Can you just post anything in the chat, and then literally anything, and then it was one dot anything. Just let me know there's audio, please. Let me know there's audio, because I'm on YouTube, StreamYard. And hello too, please could you comment anything? Thank you, people you can rely upon. Well, seeing as you're here first and you said that, Marty, the interesting thing about Patreon, I went to Patreon on Reddit and I was like, I'm on the 8% tier, and I don't know what the other tier is, like 12% tax on the credit. So I know they're gonna soon. It's gonna all be 10%. Everyone is on a 10%. That's it. Okay, fine. So I have one patron, and they offered £2.50 a month. I have two tiers. One is starts at £1, pay anything you want, and then the other one I think is £10, and it's just like, if you want a cameo, do you want a phone call, do you want a specific like hardcore request? Okay, go in with £10. So just right or wrong, that's what I came up with. So I'm given £2.50 a month. Okay, there's been two transactions on there. Okay, so that should be £5 minus 8%. Okay, but what Patreon are actually have queued up to pay me is £4.02. Now I know people are like, well, you're dumb, so you probably made a mistake. No, I'm on the 8% tier. I'm on the 8% tier. Soon it will be 10%. How is it nearly 20%? So I took that to Reddit and people were like, shish, yeah. Because the question was, I said, well, should I, in that case, wait a year to withdraw the monies? Because Patreon only want to pay me £4.02 from 5, but they want to charge me £1 every time I withdraw money. So if I did that every month, I would be paying £1 to withdraw a pound. Patreon is a bit more special. I am, and probably did that on purpose. And the question as well for Patreon is, well, what if you're going to tax, and then pay through PayPal, which for friends and family wouldn't take a tax? You could do it posthumously, or not that far, but you could do it like somebody could pay at the end of the month if you got what you wanted, and then you could just pay whatever you wanted as well. Friends and family, PayPal, no tax. All right, but if you want to go in and be like, well, I'll drop this in and see what comes of it, then obviously you want to pay at the beginning of the month, and you want to go goods and services. Now, goods and services is refundable if you're not happy with what you got. Danger, but it's also like, isn't it like a 10% thing? So then I'm not paying the £1 every time I want to transfer it to my account. So there's a situation, if you didn't know, you should visit Patreon Reddit and find out there's a situation with Patreon where they're just taking taxes everywhere because they're connected with PayPal, and it is confusing. So I was like, all right, maybe is that what the problem is? I don't know if that's the problem that's connected with PayPal, but I'm just saying there is some issues with Patreon. People are having hard times. I've heard other things about PayPal as well, like for a creator on Etsy, got a whole load of orders in for Christmas, and then PayPal went, oh, we can't pay you at the moment. We're just holding on to this at the moment. And they were like, fuck, I'm making stuff. I also need the money to make this much stuff. And it completely, you know, that was Christmas time. Imagine the reviews. Like, so I was like, well, all right, okay, Patreon, what if you get people into a contract with you for a year, okay? And you're like, we'll pay out on the 1st of April and we'll take 10% then. How's that? And we won't charge you, we'll charge you £1 to withdraw because, you know, transfers and everything, bank to bank, Rothschild to Rothschild come in, you know, go UAE. I think that aren't they, like, if you should look, you should go and see who on the banks owns them, who on the internet. Go on the internet, ask the internet, because it's the only one that knows anything. Careful. I went to the library the other day. 10 minutes in the library made me more intelligent reading a bits of stuff of a book than anything on Google. I don't know, so maybe the book was not backlit, I think. So yeah, so I have stretched. I've done my stretches. Don't cuss me out. I'm not even supposed to stretch with EDS. I'm gonna, yeah, I don't know, it's just maybe too much time in bed, and who knows. Anyway, so that's why I'm fat, apparently, because she'd have come with me to some pain appointments with the pain specialists. They know why you're overweight. I mean, they know why you're in pain because you're overweight. That's what I thought. That's what I thought for years. Unfortunately, it wasn't true. So go to the internet and ask who owns all the banks, and not many people. I think there's a couple of Muslim ones still standing, and then they don't charge interest to borrow. So I want to go on with PayPal and Patreon now. So thanks to Marty for dropping a couple of coins in the offering plates. I'm going to wait a year till I withdraw because I've got to pay £1, and just 8% tax doesn't add up. 8%, £2.50, £5 after 2 months, £4.02. Plus give us a quid. Like, woo, okie dokie. Thanks for letting me use your special page. Woohoo. So, you know, probably what we need is a creator space. You can sell whatever you want apart from sex. Obviously, because you have to ask my mum if it's all right to do that with me, and she's going to say yes. So just slow down, you'll get an answer. And what else is she goes, you don't understand the question. She's like, is it all right? She's like, you're 45 now. No, that's too far. Don't use every anagram for what it may be. So another thing is, like, if you go, like the other day, ages ago, it was when Lane was staying here, so it was in October. There was like, and I slept in this room, poor guy. I seen him the other day as well, and I was like, you know, you were sleeping in that blue room. Yeah, I was like, well, it turns out that it is a bit funky. So I went in the other room for a bit. He went into town. Someone asked him, obviously being nosy, shouldn't have asked, what's going on up there? And he said, she's in her room smoking DMT. That got back round to me immediately when they saw me. And I was like, how fucking dare you, bastard. Never done DMT in my life. I ain't that stupid, bruv. Like, and spend the rest of your days trying to work out what happened in that 5 minutes. No. It's for death, you know, when your soul £6 lighter. So I'm just, no way am I going to smoke DMT. However, it has been proven through scans on the brain that when you pray and meditate, stuff happens in your brain, like dopamine. That evil reward hormone that must be stopped in schizophrenics, when actually adrenaline is what was, you know, it was adrenaline after all. So I started somewhere. There's no comments to remind me. I don't know, no idea what the camera angle is. Thank God. I hate praying in public, don't you? Alhamdulillah, 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 and alhamdulillah crosses the line. Jeez, come Lord Jesus. Reminder, shit. No head injuries were inflicted in this episode of Yes It's Online. I am LGTP. I'm an LGTP. I'll move on to that because I've not a clue. Oh, I'll get back to it. Well, we'll do it first because I'm building up to the I am LGTP. CSAM, right? You know what CSAM stands for? Child Sexual Abuse Material, right? So in October last year, there was because she's in a room smoking DMT can mean different things, yeah. Okay, and I don't want to talk about other people. CSAM, a year ago, back in October, there was a sticker on by the canal on the back of a sign. The sign is facing the river. The back of the sign, somebody had stuck a sticker on there saying, "Come to the secret Moving Art Centre, SMAC." That is an anagram of CSAM. No, I've probably got child sexual abuse materials. CSAM. Okay. So it's the Secret Moving Art Centre, and I took a photo of it because it was no, I didn't. It was had a QR code in it, and eventually I was like, well, I will do the QR code. It took me to WhatsApp. At that time, I did not have WhatsApp, so I was like, well, so I took a screenshot, sent it to Lane, and I was like, Lane, do you reckon this is CSAM? Right, not insinuating Lane in this, please, because I then posted it on the internet. And I was like, oh, do you think maybe this is weird? The image as well is a butterfly mask over someone's face. And if you search for the Secret Moving Arts Centre on the river, check out John Wedge's work, please. His recent live streams and stuff about people that live on the river. So they have no fixed address. They don't need to register as paedophiles. Peter flies. I know I did never say pedophiles, but I did. YouTube, oh, you don't like me, sorry, shish, you can't pay me until I buy 750 subscribers, and then I'll get my 1,000 mark, and then you'll pay me. Disappointed. Hello. So it's fine. I'll just disappointed for anyone that's deaf. Disappointed. Halal. Well, look, the thing is better than stunning. I should know. I wish there was more halal food available, but Wetherspoons is too large to make everything halal. I go into places and I put the menu in front of me. I'm like, my mum did not raise me to ask me, do you want which of these 170? And this is for anywhere, like 170 items on the menu. Yaz sits there like, this is not how I was brought up. I don't understand what the fuck to do. Plus, everything's £10. So, Flula. Right. You will learn Sesame Straße. 1, 2, 3. You will learn. I knew that girl. I know the girl that did that to him. I went to school with her. She came from Germany. I don't know if it was an exchange program or what the hell, but this is in a Knights Templar school near Hitchin called the Princess Helena College for young ladies and me, right? Tiny, loads better now. Oh my God, now they've got loads of stuff in there. All the money's gone somewhere. Like they've built out the place, and this was going back to the last reunion I went to, and that was a long time ago, and the gardens for days, tennis courts. So you imagine me playing tennis. Yeah, I gave up. Also, I had a netball injury when I was 12, so sheesh. Was in physiotherapy for a year, and the woman was like, you are so flexible in your flat feet, I just don't know what to don't know. I never heard of Ehlers Danlos. It's very rare. Well, it's getting more, it's increasing. The more people have sex, the more Ehlers Danlos zebras you have. CSAM, there was so the day after, to like 2 days after I posted it on the internet, it was gone. The sticker was gone. I was like, oh shit. Because if you Google it or whatever, I use Brave. I mean, it doesn't. There's no Secret Moving Arts Centre on the thing. And I guess what they've been doing is the parents have been going with the kids, and if they get the right kind of mix of a group, they go, well, just leave the kids here, come back in 2 hours, eh? And people do it because they're like, oh, I don't want to cause a bother. Yes, of course you're safe. Because as a parent, your kid's not safe, but wouldn't you be like, oh yeah, leave the kids here. Now that might not be happening, but I said to John Wedger, I was like, bro, look at this. Sorry, sir, look at this. And he'd say, look, I work for a living, yes. Just go and look for it. Here's the shot I took. Sorry, I haven't got a shot of the QR code. So. And I met someone yesterday who lives on the river, and she was like, yeah, tell me about it. I know there's a guy, something towed. Like, I shouldn't have said that. Well, it's not the full name of the boat. And I was like, "Pah, I should go in there and fuck him up. But I'm only female and I don't have a gun. But I spent a lot of time yesterday trying to petition the real Donald Trump for him to put a silencer on Glenn Maxwell and pop her in the back, because he is the son of God, and who sort of told us to, better if you put a millstone around their foot and throw them in the water. A millstone is a very heavy stone that if it's around your feet, there's no way you're getting up. Oh, so unfortunately, I hope there's still sound. Let me just double check everything here. Hi guys. You seem angry. No, I'm not. I'm really tired of having this pain. I wake up in pain, and it's like, oh shit, go and do things I would, and I've always been told I look a bit angry. I'm half German, I think. Like seriously, like my DNA results from ancestry don't make any sense, yeah. And it's like, well, I look angry. I used to get told I was moody at school, and it's like, yeah, my moody. God, it's pain related. And they're like, we'll fix you. You just need to change your attitude. Not at school, but I was terrible at school. I used to go into the forum and just be like dry humping everybody. And they had no choice but to be like, and don't worry, everyone was clothed, and I didn't actually rub my vagina against anyone's legs. I was just going, yeah, ask anyone I went to school with. Princess Helena College near Hitchin. Anna Dighton, ask Anna Dighton. Don't ask Lelani, because she just denies everything. Lim, otherwise known as, I don't know her surname. It's her dad's name. Well protected. You don't remember what I told you? What you told me? Yeah, shit. We ran away from school together. I thought we were running away from home. I was running away from home. She was running away from school, but we got picked up in Birmingham. So after 5 nights, being on the streets is horrible, especially if you're having a period. That's all I'm gonna say. To go and bleed out somewhere else, and I bled out on the street. For a day in the street, anyway, Adidas. A day in the street, yeah. Everyone else was saying it's all day I dream about sex, and I'm like, it's a day in the street, my dream. And other people know that. Don't ask Claire Peak, because also she has issues with me. She used to invite me to her home, right, a lot, and we'd dry hump as well in her bed, and I'd always be like, listen, give me a kiss, and she's like, no, and I was like, oh please. And I was like, what if we put a plastic between our mouths? And she was like, no, never, no. And she was an only child. She lives around the place. Who knows? She went to uni. So she told me a story like it was horrible what some people did. Right, like this girl. She's I don't know how to describe her. She's like floofy. You know what I mean? She's like adorable. And there's some people, she had fish, okay, and people were like, oh, you fucking got fish, have you? And it was like, yeah, she had fish. She was on medication. I don't think she wanted to drink, and drinking makes you feel better when you're on a dopamine restrictor. That's the clue. In the future, there will be drugs that will keep you in your servitude and love it. Why? Because the antidote to akathisia is alcohol, specifically red wine. And first off, someone gave her an ecstasy tablet, and then apparently it kind of fucked up with her. I don't know. I'm so sorry. And then they chopped off the head of her fish. Someone fucking took her fish out and chopped the head off her fish. And so she didn't finish her course. Now, interestingly, I know I'm not supposed to breathe not the sins of others, so I'll leave it there, shit. But she wanted to study art anyway, and her dad wouldn't allow her to. I mean, I'm just consulting with you as friends, like what to do about Claire, I don't know. She wanted to study art, and her dad was like, no, go and do marketing. And also, when Bill Hicks, I have an amazing story about a police officer from a few nights ago, but I won't do it. See Sam, fuck, what a fuck up. Because John Wedger told me that loads of paedophilia goes on the river. Fucking bastards. They always use drugs as well because they can't pick up girls. My mother told me to go and do performing arts, and I was like, Mum, I want to do something intelligent, you know. And she was like, No, 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 no. I told you you're clever enough. Run along to the theatre and beyond. And I was so shit. I mean, the antipsychotics, to use a name that everyone can think of. Yeah, the only people that think they're not ill are the ones that take them. Sure, you have one. Go. One is enough. Go and look at open dialogue, the Finnish approach. One is enough. Looks like anger. I'm upset. I wish it didn't hurt. Anyway, well, anger, the virtue with no name. I want justice now. Just ice, me and an ice bath. But I've worked out, right? An ice bath is not that much colder than just a cold bath. You know, to go and make tons of ice all the time, right? Plus, if you go swimming in a swimming pool, it is filthy. I don't care. It's filthy. Jump in the river, go swim. The real swimmers swim in the river, swim in the sea, swim in the ocean. And also, trust me, you need to be able to swim if you're going to go into the ocean. Wow. And the other thing is, and I was told by someone that cleans swimming pools that they are disgusting, right? And it's not his fault, is it? Okay, you get it. Just stop being so bloody cynical and looking for trouble with me, because nobody wants to hear it, whoever you are. And that goes for a lot of other people. I said that for more than me. Oh, but I'm not all things to all people, so I said it for myself. So you swim in the ocean, you swim in the sea. When I was up, I was up, and when I was down, yeah. Psychology 101. Go back to learning on the internet, yeah. Open dialogue in Finland, they do not, I had so much coffee this morning, they do not give antipsychotic drugs unless it's like, oh, we are not getting through to this guy about how good we are. Drop a pill, never again, I'm done, I'm fine, yeah, I'm fine. And these are traumatized people. The first episode of psychosis, like they can't cope because everyone's denying reality apart from the one living in it. So they get the whole unit. It was particularly like that person. They're like, will you come and stay with us for 3 months? And there's no discrepancy about like how long you're going to be there. It's 3 months, okay? They get the person's consent, and then they go in and then they build over time. Who is your family unit? All right, we'll get these people in and we'll sit together and we'll talk. And then I think they can extend it if everybody wants to extend the stay. And their rates of schizophrenia have gone, yeah. No one's getting no long-term problem. No one's on long-term medication. Most people have gone to work, to education, to training. Thank you very much. They don't have schizophrenia in Finland. All right, open dialogue. Me, I just got ballooned immediately. I went in like 8 stone maybe with my clothes on, you know, talking about other people, talking trash about me all the time. You take your clothes off, take clothes off. Yeah, sometimes I fucking do if I'm in trouble. Like when this guy sold crack to Frank in a bath, and I was there at that time a bit, and I was there quite a lot, and they were taking the piss out of him, and I didn't like it. So I'd grabbed this, and he was a bodybuilder, but I was on crack. So he was, and I was like 8 stone easily. This is years later, right? It's not to do with antipsychotics, but maybe. So yeah, they go, oh, I go, listen, I've got your fucking crack now. And then the guy is massive, and there was 2 of them. I'm not even shitting you. And I was so pissed with what they were doing to my boy, right, my man. So I take the crack, and I've gone to the door, and I threw it down the stairs, and they scuttled out after their crack. It was wrapped. Whoa. So then we shut the door, went back in, obviously big trouble. A woman's got involved. About 2 nights later, maybe it was 5, who knows, they come back, kicked the door in, the front door. So we were in the bedroom, yes, doing what adults who are in a relationship do together, consensually. And because both of us understood the situation we were in, we weren't just, Dora the Explorer. Kicked the door in, and the door was like there, and our bedroom was here. And so they've seen us in bed, and also he was about to go into hospital for I think he was some abscess problem. So I got up and I was naked. The guy fucking sheet of paper and run. and the door was off its hinges. Then Frank went into hospital for a bit, and I was there with no door. Well, I don't like the film Donnie Darko, I'm not going to lie. I think it's not very good. I think maybe I misunderstood it. I thought the overall final message was extremely negative, but I might be wrong about that. And that came out years before I met Frank. But you know, we're all working with our threads, aren't we? So I'm really sorry if I look annoyed or whatever, but I'm in pain. I don't want to wank all the time. It's really annoying to have been shown how to do that from so young and then hit my teens and then not got married, because you have to build a good foundation, and everyone's like, yeah, I'm not gonna link all my money with you, it's too dangerous. And I'm like, I agree, no one understands you anyway, at least of all me. Well, you know, I'll just have to be happier. I'll paint a face on myself. Do I have any more to say? I am LGBTQ. This is how it goes, guys. My mum is a bit gay. She doesn't like to tell anyone, but she is, and we know. So that makes us the best. Sorry, we're in a handicap race, aren't we? I'm allowed to say that. So it's obviously a spiritual handicap. It's not physical, but there are signs. We're in a handicap race. Be happy, okay? Who's going to finish first? I got a fag in my pocket, I think. I'm not allowed to say fag on YouTube. Also, I've got a rollie in my pocket. I've got a hand-rolled cigarette in my pocket. I've got a tailor-made cigarette in front of me. No, it's a fag, it's a fag, it's a fag, it's a fag. And you can inherit gayness, okay? I did. And I'm so glad I have. So I go to my mum years ago. I was like, you know, have you ever been to a strip club? And she was like, yeah, your dad took me to a couple. I was like, oh, right. And she goes, yeah, the women are very nice. And I was like, all right. Years later, I was like, Mum, I'm gay. Because when I was at school, like all girls school, not the place to come out, trust me, especially when it's tiny, like 100 and something students in the whole school, okay? So I was like, people would rib me all the time about it, and I would be like, oh, I hate gay. Oh, gay is gay is Meanwhile, I've got pictures of men and posters in my room. They've got long hair and all this. And then my mum's like, you know, you keep going for these guys that are like a bit gay. And I'm like, no, mother, I love real men. So then it took me to become a Baha'i in sometime in 2008 or 2009. I was living in Bristol. I was living in Old Market. Okay, sorry, they had new buildings. I didn't know. Turns out they have strip clubs and they have gay-owned businesses, and they are in competition with one another. And I love my city. So I was living in Old Market with the MTI, the Massage Training Institute of Great Britain, learning how to give a proper massage, pathology, physiology, all that. You know, you don't, you know, I think you have to be 18 to start the course, okay? And it takes a couple of years, and you have to do loads of practice hours. Well, I was doing that in Old Market, where there's loads of massage parlors. Confusion. Fine, right? But being in the gayest place ever, I was like, shit, I am queer. I am actually queer, because I am actually L, right, for list. Well, a deaf person with Ehlers-Danlos is so stupid, but I'm not deaf, I hear. And that's how I talk to you. Oh, and everyone's like, well, could you just speak a bit nicer? I was like, you get out what you put in. Male to female Jack, you know, be happy. But people do, apparently in the past, people smiled less at boys. So once the baby's over 2 and you can kind of to work it out, then you smile at the girls, but not the boys. So socialization, it means so much, especially when you get over 40. When you know you get to a certain age, it is really hard to turn the page. Thank you. So I'm a lesbian who's definitely queer, because I like guys as well. I was like, well, I'm bi, but nobody likes bi people. They're like, oh, bi, sure, yeah, you like one more than the other. I will get turned on, take you home, bang you, and then you think you're married, right? No, actually, I'm a lesbian. Right, okay, but I'm fucking obviously queer if I'm into guys as well. So conundrum, all right? Now, back in the day, God, the pressure of a name. Jesus Christ, one of the best women in the world. Right. Well, she's bipolar. She has this side of the brain and that side of the brain, and they definitely have a problem with diagnosing. They took their homosexuality out of the DSM, the diagnostic. Really, you're going to put paedophilia back in, or you take it out, put it in. Say not the same thing. I understand, but now it's okay to be gay, but it's not okay to be bipolar and have schizophrenia at the same time. Yes, thank you. I hear voices. Come again. No one said nothing. So, all right. Well, but then I'm like, I'm Baha'i at this point now. So what's your thing? Baha'i. All right. Makes me more intelligent. It kept me alive anyway. Baha'i. What is Baha'i? Because I'd heard about this like 10 years earlier or something. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Everyone says it's a cult. That one, the church I was in was a cult. Islam's looking a bit weird these days. I didn't know about Alicia. And for a long time. Shit. And then I was like, you fucking what? Oh, Alicia said, did she? Oh, that hadith must be real. And then let go, man. Let fucking go. Oh, Sharia law. No, we've got the Sharia. No, it's called the Kitabi Act. Oh, look, it's here. Here it is. I have the Sharia law. And it's not even that big. It's freaking tiny. There's 190 verses. 190. I've not done a vape today. I think that's the problem. After you're like, do you want to vape, love? Okay. Ah. Transfigured means. Look, I'm just saying. Visual clue. No visual clues. I'll do it like this. I'll sit here like this. Okay. So I was Baha'i. So I was like, well, I think maybe, don't take this as read, that you're supposed to not identify. And I thought, well, all right, I'm not my sexuality. Granted, I'm not my sexuality, and not everyone needs to know, because you all know that I sleep with people. Easiest thing is just not ask and keep putting pressure on me, keep putting pressure. And like, now you're fucked. Because rapists are in hell. Well, and I've had people accuse me of rape, and I'm like, wow, that's really convenient. I'm not going to tell your story. Tell me more about how I raped you. Huh? Go on, tell us again. We love it. That's why, I'm crying afterwards. Don't worry. You cry, wolf. So I was like, well, all right, okay, fair enough, whatever. I don't need to. It's not as if I'm going to go on any dates. And I met this person in the fellowship, one of the AA fellowships, one of the 12-step fellowships. Should look into the history of that. It's kind of interesting. It's come from America, so we have a rule on not gossiping. It works really well. And I met someone there. She was blind in one eye, and I was like, you are just beautiful. And we met up one time, and she told me a bit about her life, and I was like, no, but I'm going to really hurt you if I do. I just know you will end up hurt. So I had to stay back from that. And then I went to the gay bar one time, and they have one room for girls and one room for boys. And it was a lot of fun. I might have consumed alcohol. Who knows? For an alcoholic, that would be really weird, wouldn't it? And I got off with someone who was so fit. And I wanted to see them again, and they didn't live in Bristol. So he spoke by text a couple of times, and she was like, yeah, when my son is not with me. And I was like, oh, yeah, that would. So, and then at some point, look, my fantasy life back in the day was femme. So, on the scale of hot to cold with chili, I did that Kinsey scale in 2015. And they said I used to be gay and I wasn't anymore. And I laughed out loud. I was like, you. Because it was kind of true. Because I don't know, I think I lost the ability to fantasize. So, and I usually started fantasizing when I was in a relationship with a straight male. Yeah. So, unfortunately. But then when it was a time when I was in my room all the time because, I have this terrible depression that keeps me in bed and gives me physical pain, which is a symptom of depression. We all know that achy joints are just because you don't do enough and you're not stretching out afterwards. It's not because you're isolated. And the fantasies were full on, like, yeah, geez. I was like, but I had to stick with it. I think that this went on for a bit earlier than 20. And I was like, God, it's not like I can go out anyway. And there didn't used to be any gay people in Hertford, just me and Compton. We were the only gays in the village for a long time. Thank God we're not anymore. So some people think, yeah, it is a choice. Yeah, it is actually. Like, some people are like, it's not a choice. And other people are like, no, it is a choice. And like, some people must be genetic. Maybe some people were born with it. I don't know. Born with it, done to it. Just fucking don't care. I'll just fuck anything. Cucumbers. I don't know. But the point is, yeah, the fantasizing and not being able to go anywhere and do it with anyone, really boring. So eventually that, dried out. And so it happened again. Oh well. I can't go anywhere. I hate dating apps. Full stop. Dating apps hate me because I just text people and go, hi, do you want to have sex tonight? And they're like, you're not. They go, yeah, yeah. And I go, okay, good, where should we meet? And they go, I don't know where I can take my wheelchair. And I'm like, yeah, shit, that's hard. And they're like, do you want to come here? I was like, I don't travel very well. They're like, she's like, no, come here and have a spliff. And I'm like, I don't do that either. And then she's like, well, do you want to go for a drink? And I'm like, I don't do that. And she's like, well, come around and have sex anytime. And I'm like, yeah, we will. We will. And then another one was able-bodied and we were always texting back and forth. Do you want to have sex? Yeah. Go for coffee first, will we? Where will we go? I don't know. In 2013, I think, I got girlfriends. Now, story with Coral, Moon, rest in peace, forever an angel. Too intelligent, IQ of 200. Sorry, she was tested at Cambridge University. There's more high IQs about. Mine's probably sitting around 135, maybe. So imagine the difference. Anyway, she was terrible. And they, okay. And rest in peace. We broke up years before she walked into an oncoming freight train at 2 o'clock in the morning at Hatfield train station. Her ASBO was never taken offline. Can you imagine that? She got ASBOs at like 13 for being way too clever. And they just wouldn't remove them off the internet. Like, that is so bad because she went to the audition for, it was like one of the Star Wars something. And they were like, yeah, yes, come through. And then they went online. So she didn't go back for anymore. But she also had endometriosis, which obviously is not a psychiatric condition, sorry. It might be genetic though. It's weird. People seem to be born with it. Autopsies have been done on stillborn baby girls, fetuses, and they found endometriosis in them. Read it and weep. Okay, how only 4% of disability is genetic, i.e. you're born with it, we can't cure it. Have you ever seen anyone cured by prayer of Down syndrome? Show me the evidence. And also you can make it appear that someone has grown a leg. Right, well, I didn't like holding her hand. She looked super young, man. She looked so young. I was like, I like them older. She liked them older. But when she started to use heroin, that was it. I was like, no. She came around my house on heroin. She'd nearly always come around unannounced. And after a while, because she kept smoking weed at my place as well. And I was like, can you not smoke weed here? All right, just don't come around. And then she'd just turn up. And when your neighbors smell weed, they know you're doing it. Yeah, gossip is so stupid. There was a woman living upstairs. I think she became the leader of the Green Party. Natalie was her name, and she follows me on X. I don't know why. She's followed me since 2016. I followed her as well, and I unliked it and then followed back. And she follows Unity of Sound. I don't know why. She lives upstairs. Now, if it was a different Natalie, sorry, Natalie Bennett, I've got my names wrong, but Natalie lived upstairs. She made sure I got kicked out of that place when I was pregnant because I left my dog, my puppy, who was less than a year old, still a puppy. I know he looked well fed. I had 40 words and phrases that he understood. Why? Because he was a half collie. Yes, collie cross Jack Russells do sometimes happen and they're brilliant. They're called jollies. And so she dobbed me into everyone because she just went round talking to everyone. Not ever to me, never to me. And was phoning my landlords because even though I don't know if they own the apartment above, it was like whatever, but there was a tree in the garden that had to be cut back all the time because it blocked the lights. And so she was texting them, phoning them at work, going blah 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 blah, get this woman out. My dog, okay, was left twice, okay? Before that, he'd been left, like, I got a dog to go out with. Like, I'm not going to be leaving my dog at home. But he just used to shout, shout, shout. If I was gone 5 hours, he shouted 5 hours. He'd lose his voice, come home. There'd be shit run around all the place. So after I got one warning, I was like, well, I'll never leave him alone again. Fell pregnant, had to go to hospital a couple of times because I was in loads of pain during pregnancy and nobody could work out why, because nobody refers me to anywhere on the NHS. And if they do, or I'm not there, maybe I was fucking ill that day. Yes, I had flu. I phoned you up. And I was on the wait. It was 35 people trying to get through and I was really ill. And then write a letter. We've received a referral. This nice lady has a psychosomatic pain disorder. You've not met me. You've not examined me. Went back to that doctor actually after I was diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I say, oh, weird, my half cousin has it as well. I wonder if my dad boned Auntie Nikki. Yeah, I think that's why. Half cousin. I need water. I don't have any. Drinking tap water at the moment. Ugh. Yeah, the scum on the top is shit. Even tastes nasty. So she got me kicked out basically, and never asked if I was okay. She could have had the dog. She could have had the dog for the day if I was allowed to knock on her door. There was a homeless guy that stayed there one time, and he was in the garden, and she started screaming and shouting that he had his dick out. No, he didn't, because she could see he had his dick out. No, she couldn't. He didn't have his dick out. Anyway, vote Green, because they'll get there in the end. They're new, they're young. They're green, new, young, inexperienced. Oh well, Natalie, I hope you had a good time as the leader of the Green Party. Growing, was it? No, he wasn't. I should know. My bedroom was at the back and I can see out the window. Starts screaming and shouting, the man's holding his dick or whatever. What the fuck? So I think there's a clue with maps and MPs. Kill me if you want. You can't stop a movement. Like Tahiri said, you can kill me. You can never. They shoved her hijab down her throat, threw her in a well. She's one of the letters of the living, follower of the Bab, Baha'i, believer in Baha'u'llah. I've got a poem coming up for people. It's on the wall at the moment. I don't write stuff down very well because the words come and then I'm like trying to catch up and like it's the thing with dysphasia. It's not all about not being able to speak. It has quite a lot to do with memory for sound. There's a lot to do with processing speed. I'm a bit glum today, I'll be honest. I'm hurting. I haven't had a wank in a few days. I have a conscience. Sheesh, really annoying. The gayness of it. Let's end with this, okay? LGBTQ. I don't mind transvestites. Like I said in a live stream the other day, I've been called a geezer so many times that when I put a dress on, I get called a transvestite. TVs are brilliant. So I am LGBTQ, okay? I am not TVQ. I'm LGBTQ. And also the thing about racism is you don't have to be black to be a victim of racism. And that doesn't mean I'm saying that white people are victims of racism. I'm saying that hate doesn't discriminate. And if I'm not as able as you to keep up with all your jokes, then boo-hoo, okay? Don't be a bigot, or go ahead, believe whatever you want. I hope I've finished all of these words that I had. I have to reach out on the internet. I'm not good on the phone. And I can't go out yet, but I will go and get some more goat's milk. And by the way, coffee shops, no one is asking for goat's milk. We just don't ask. We know you don't do goat's milk, but all the supermarkets sell it, a red one, a blue one, and a green one. So no, don't worry, we'll just have cow. I mean, if you're lactose intolerant, don't just have cow. but I like animal products. Do I hate goats? Maybe. Only kidding, you know. I'll have your kids. Huh. That's what they've done to me. Anyway, Amy lives. She's had a baby. She can't. I'm not saying, so I won't say anymore. I love me. That's enough for today, isn't it? I love you all, and we'll speak when we can. And also in the Bible, it does. I think I have to end with in the Bible. She says, "We'll be together later." All right. So just look. It's Pride Month. Some people are. I'm fed up of it. Well, I'm not. I want more. I want multicolored lines. Beam. The Hertford Theatre. I want multi. I don't want no white lines on there. Okay, like a zebra. I want red, green, orange, blue, yellow, all of them as a zebra fucking crossing, because there's no point pressing the button because the beeps are not, it doesn't even give enough time. The lights change before anyone's able to cross the street. And why is it that they say if you raise or push the button, you can't cross the road until you push the button? Well, it's a braille button. You know, you could have put in a non-braille button for us and then just have the lights to show. But no, it's not enough time. It literally is not enough time. You have to come down Hertford, get a ticket for Beam, Hertford Theatre. They always have amazing gigs in there. It's a bit expensive for me, I'll be honest. But it's nice to go and sit in there and have coffee. And they've got meeting rooms, they've got 3 cinemas, people. All right. And I was here while it was being built. All right. So I am long suffering, patient. Let's see if anyone said anything. No, not that I can see. I've got Steve still kicking records. Xavier Windy, hello. Please link StreamYards. Xavier Windy. I don't understand these. Learning says drop the link. Oh, I'm supposed to do this, aren't I? Oh, Marty says I'm in good spirits. All right. So not everyone agrees with you kicking records. Drop the link. I won't now. It's been too long. I'm very, very sorry. I would do, and I want to do some with other people, and I'm asking people to do sort of podcast type, just conversational girls chatting about stuff. Hopefully I've got a really, really good person coming up to talk about the father of the vaccine, and also maybe at some point some psychiatric survivors that are, we don't know how they're surviving because they are still in psychiatry. All right, and I'll leave it there because I have to somewhere. And thank you everybody, and please do share my work. Please like, please subscribe. I've been working my little bottom off, and I'm so happy that I have been occupied doing this. I'm only able to do this because the government gives me welfare. Fact. And, you know, and for some people, what they get on welfare isn't enough for them to do this. All right? Please nominate. All right? I don't know. I'll go. I love you. Bye. By the way, the length of this recording is 4/8, 27, 28, 29. Let's go. Have a lovely day. Oh, no. Sorry, have a lovely week. We are at the top of the week. Love you, people. Thank you for all the support. It means the world.